Welcome in, welcome in. This is day 4 of driving your money vehicle. Day 4, this is going to start week 2 or chapter 2. Chapter 2 is a question around how does money create money? This is a misunderstanding, and a lot of people challenge and say, I don't even understand how money works. That is what I want to begin. Even today, I got an email that the simple question was, is money or is debt money? I love this question, and I say, okay, I understand where your confusion lies, and so I want to break down, how does money create money? The first question we have to understand, the chapter 2 summary to day 2.1 is, what exactly does money cost? This is where we're going to begin today, and before I get started, I want to make this announcement. Tomorrow is Financial Literacy Month, April Fools. We are going for no financial fools. Tomorrow starts a 30-day challenge. I could not be more excited to share with you that it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me telling you this content. It's not going to be me challenging you. I look at today's athlete and I see a new evolution of athletes, ones that want to support their message that they are more than just a game. Those athletes, NFL players, are going to be delivering the content and challenging not only you, but one another, teammates, brothers, to start to understand, strategize, and be efficient with their money. So that is the goal. That is what is beginning tomorrow. And a good friend of mine, Mr. Thomas Morstead, he's been in New Orleans State his entire career. He is going to launch off day 1 tomorrow. So go ahead and check out his post as we're kicking off a financial literacy challenge as well as an action challenge each day with 1 minute. That's all we're going to ask. 30 days, 1 minute a day, 30 minutes to empower yourself. Today, I ask this question. Have you ever gone up to your friend and say, hey, can I borrow $5? I mean, we all have at some point in our lives, and most of us have a friend that asks kind of a little too often and somehow always is looking for their wallet come check time. But as that question gets asked, and as a good friend, you respond with yes. Has it ever struck you that when your friend pays you back in a day, a week, or whenever, do you want to charge them $6? Do you want to see the money that you allowed them to use and try to benefit from it? This understanding, that extra dollar, introduces us to a relationship. When someone asks you, can I borrow money? Or when you enter into any understanding around borrowing money, a relationship is formed, one that has been had since the beginning of time. This relationship is between a borrower and a lender. Anytime you use other people's money, OPM, you will be in this relationship and you will begin how to identify, are you a borrower or are you a lender? Typically, it begins with a question of, well, how are you using money and what does that money cost? Now, when you go and you try to buy a house, you begin a relationship. Buy a car, you begin this relationship. Student loans, credit card loans. We're going to talk about all those here in a second. Each one of those has a relationship formed, and each one of those you need to identify where you are on the relationship. So as you begin to drive your money vehicle, this understanding, borrower, lender, what exactly is it costing you? The answer of what is the cost of money is always more money. This idea around, hey, I need to use money, that is going to cost me more money. So when you walk in to get a loan from the bank, when you walk in and hand the bank money, that relationship is formed and you're on two different sides of that table. But on both sides, more money will be exchanged in the end. And that's what you have to remember. What you borrow is the principal, and interestingly enough, the money that you make on top of that is called interest. And so we need to be able to separate principal and interest. And that interest is always going to be charged with a term called APR, annual percentage rate. which is the percentage that would be charged over a year's term. So when we look at right now a house loan, my mortgage is going to go for about 3%. Unimaginable, historically low times around how we can go get interest on a mortgage. 3 to 4% is absolutely incredible, but that means for every $1,000 I borrow, I'm going to be paying $30 in interest. For a car loan, that's going to bump up to 4 or 5%. Every $1,000, 5%, that's $50. A student loan at 8%, $80. Why I bring this up is to introduce you to the APR for a credit card. That is going to be upwards of 20%. So for every $1,000 you use on a credit card, you're going to be paying $200 of interest. That is the cost of using that money. Right now, during this crisis, there is more money going on credit cards than ever before, billions of dollars. And so I push back and I challenge. I understand we are all in dire times, but are you seeing the hole you are digging yourself in? And do you understand this cost of the relationship you are beginning with credit? 20% on the average. That means there are some cards that charge much higher than that. Why? Why can companies charge you interest? For two reasons. One, companies understand that there is a privilege to using money. If I let you use money, you can go do with it whatever you want. That is a privilege and an opportunity to you. Now, handing over that dollar is an opportunity cost. That's a chapter 3 topic. But opportunity cost, as I give you that dollar, you now are precluding me from being able to use it. So it's a privilege to you. It's an opportunity to cost to me. And that is exactly why we are able to charge not just the principal, which you borrow, but the interest, the interesting part of how much that money you borrowed is going to cost you is because I don't get to use it and you do. You have to understand with other people's money, there will always be interest associated. I don't care if it's your aunt. She just may want a better relationship. That's a different type of interest for a different session. So why are you taking out the debt? Is it to reach one of your goals? If that's the case, then it can be declared good debt. I love this designation of good debt and bad debt. Typically, it's understanding why and how you're going to use it. But looking at that APR is going to be a major, major understanding and a major beginning to your conversation. So when you walk into a bank and you ask for a loan, you are the borrower. Here in chapter 4, we're going to dive a little bit deeper. When you deposit money into a savings account, you are actually the lender there. And that is why a bank will actually pay you to use your dollars. You are on a different side of the table in that relationship. So a house at 3% is going to be incredible. You look at that, you look at a car at 5%, you look at a student loan, which is arguably too high. And if you want an astounding number, the federal government owns 90% of student debt loan. That's just incredible, and we need to figure that solution out. But when we look at credit cards, they are charging 20+% on interest. Billions of dollars over the last 2 weeks have gone onto credit cards, and you have to see this hole that you're using as an escape is just going to get deeper and deeper. So today, you understand the interesting part about how much money costs is called interest. And anytime you are in a relationship where you are borrowing money, you are either the borrower or the lender. You have to understand which side of the table you're sitting on. Question of the day is, what exactly does it cost to borrow money? Better question is, what are you willing to pay for it to use that? Action item today. If you were looking at your financial plan today, go ahead and write out every relationship that you are the borrower, every relationship you owe money and are paying somebody interest. You will be shocked to see those as they add up. Who are they? Where are they? And what is the APR or the annual percentage rate on each one of those? That will help you prioritize which one to pay off first. Tomorrow, come on back, because now that you understand the concept of interest, we get to look at the eighth wonder of the world and the idea around compound interest. Again, tomorrow starts Financial Literacy Month. I am more than proud to announce that I am going to be partnering with some good friends and some good role models as professional athletes. NFL players will be putting out a financial literacy test and action challenge, the Money Vehicle Challenge, 1 minute a day for 30 days, starting tomorrow with Thomas Morstead, the New Orleans Saints captain. And I could not be more excited to see the traction this builds and to get this message out to empower more and more people. Today, section 2.1, we began chapter 2 around how does money create money. Step 1 in understanding that is seeing that the cost of money is always going to be more money. Be safe, enjoy the day, and continue to drive your money vehicle.